Hello, Holy Trinity family from lovely Shrinemount, where our parish has been making retreats for many decades. It's Tuesday in the second week after Pentecost, a return to ordinary time in our liturgical cycle. For me this year, it feels like in this post-Pentecost season, Easter is permeating everything. Last month, I read the most succinct description of how the Paschal Mystery is experienced in our daily lives in every season. Good Friday, name your deaths. Easter Sunday, claim your births. The 40 days, mourn what you lost. Ascension, don't cling to what you had, let it go. And Pentecost, receive a new spirit for the life you are already living. Pentecost, receive a new spirit for the life you're already living. Coinciding with Pentecost this year, Peter and I celebrated our 36th wedding anniversary. He posted something in Facebook that was so true. 36 short years ago, we vowed, we danced, we wondered what would happen over the next several decades, and now we know. And I say, who knew that for better or for worse were not just poetic words? Most wise people, I suppose. But actually, I don't think we did. We just thought it was for better. This entire second post-Pentecost week, we hear from the book of Tobit. It's a funny story and a sad story too, with grief, blindness, shame, lack of trust, angels, love, courage, and lots of prayer. It was written about 200 years before Christ, but it's set in a time many centuries earlier, the 8th century BC. After Israel split into two kingdoms, north, which is Israel, and south, which is Judah. And the northern kingdom of Israel has been plundered and taken into captivity by the Assyrians. And this is some 200 years before the southern kingdom of Judah was invaded and taken into exile by the Babylonians. Most of us have heard of the Babylonian exile, not necessarily the Assyrian exile. But Tobit was one of the rare Israelites from the north who traveled to the southern kingdom, to Jerusalem, for temple worship. And he and his wife, Anna, are faithful Jews, exemplars, who are nonetheless not shielded from hardships because they are in exile out of their homeland. The Wisdom Commentary Series, a collection of feminist biblical scholarship, edited by Sister Barbara Reed, who you might remember Holy Trinity hosted as one of our Women Who Stay offerings a few years back. Her series is going to include a new volume on Tobit, written by Dr. Michelle Murray. And here is how the book of Tobit is described. Blindness by bird excrement. 7 husbands murdered by a love-sick demon. A father with the corpses of his sons-in-law interned in the backyard. And a magical fish. These farcical elements make the Book of Tobit a striking work of humorous fiction in a long Jewish tradition of storytelling. But it's more than just an entertaining read. We might well laugh, but we cannot laugh too hard, for we also sympathize with the characters' sincere struggles to understand God's plan for their lives. I can't wait till the commentary comes out. And from the summaries of this commentary, it seems a major theme of her interpretation of the Book of Tobit, as the Irish would say, is that shite happens. Literally, shite. Tobit was blinded by bird poop, which we hear about in today's reading from chapter 2 of Tobit. And we also hear about an argument between Tobit and Anna, his very industrious and capable wife, whose work, after Tobit's blinding, which was weaving, the kind of work women do, as the passage humorously points out, this becomes their primary source of income. She's so good at her job that one of her clients gives her a bonus, a young goat for their table. And Tobit, I guess, doubting his wife's integrity or maybe just doubting her skill, does not believe she could earn such a bonus, and he accuses her of stealing it. She responds to his anger in a way that made me laugh. Where are your charitable deeds now? Where are your virtuous acts? See, your true character is finally showing itself. But Tobit is a man of character, whose determination to remain faithful to Jewish law does not make him popular with his Assyrian captors. The Assyrian captors torment him to the point where, in tomorrow's reading, we'll hear, he sobs to God, saying it would be better if he were to die, and praying for deliverance from his anguish. And in this same excerpt on Thursday, we'll hear of another good and faithful woman, Sarah, a woman 7 times widowed because of a demon's curse on her wedding night, before the marriage could even be consummated, whose grief and shame was so heavy that she thinks about going up to the attic and hanging herself. But she reconsiders, and facing from her window, she pours out her heart in prayer. Blessed are you, O Lord, merciful God, and blessed is your holy and honorable name. Blessed are you in all your works forever. Spoiler alert, in Friday's reading from Tobit, Sarah ends up marrying Tobit's son, Tobias, who is led to her home by an angel in disguise. Now, Tobias would like to marry Sarah, and this is concerning given what has happened to the others. Sarah's mother, Edna, cries with her daughter and blesses her with these words, "Be brave, my daughter. May the Lord grant you joy in place of your grief. Courage, my daughter." Now, I haven't told you the whole story. You have to hear more in the daily readings this week, and you can also read the whole book to find out more. Also, check out the feminist Tobit commentary that will be out later in the summer. The characters are so relatable. Assiduous Anna, who loses her cool after a long day at work. Spiritual Sarah, who bears up under so much loss. Empathetic Edna, who understands her daughter's fear and blesses her. And though they are fictional, aren't they so real? Each of them can name a death, and Sarah can name 7 of them. They mourn their losses, they let go of what they've lost, and they receive a new spirit for their life they are already living. And 36 years into our marriage, in this post-Pentecost life, Peter and I can say the same.